Some Jamaican national heroes were mere traitors and leechers. Fake narratives shape their legacies. This is not a common truth. It is the truth that untrustworthy people who were trusted in the past proposed, prescribed, and enforced. And now the zealots fight against me to establish it. They fought against Marcus too, and it was in order to establish this present colonial slave farm when we could have taken our own independence at that time had we supported Marcus Garvey. Had we listened to Marcus Garvey, our children would not be bleaching out. No, they would not be bleaching out. My people, hello, you seekers of truth and challengers of convention. Skywalker comes to tell you another discomforting truth. You were stoned asleep because the fire was raging and you didn't battle lead. Welcome to the Skywalker channel where we can open your eyes by abracadabra if you know what that is. Welcome over here again where good coffee makes bad people feel bad, and that's a good thing, ain't it? People, please give the thumbs up as you roll in. Remember that you are free to leave a comment, subscribe to keep connected, and share the content with others. Two things that Britain, as a colonial power, is good at. One is writing narratives, meaning they tell the history and it is used to control the rhetoric. This, in fact, is one of their well established colonial strategies. It's how they keep us down and in check. The second thing they are good at is fulfilling their agreement with their zealots that do the shady works for them to immortalize their names. Even those, your enemies, that did you the worst possible thing, you will worship like you worship Mark Golding today, the Finchak guy, and cuss out Andrew Holness, whom you have no case against, just because his nose is big kinda look like you. You are running down your Buckermaster and fighting against your own. Black Jamaicans killed Marcus Garvey with a heart attack. Man on tap the behavior there. Today, we dive into a provocative question, one that scratches at the surface of Jamaica's historical narrative and dares to peel back the layers beneath. It's about our national heroes, the figures we are taught to revere, the names etched into the foundation of our identity. But have their legacies been sanitized, selectively presented, or framed to fit the agendas of colonial and post colonial power? Let's begin with Nanny of the Maroons, the warrior queen who stands as an icon of resistance. Nani is celebrated for her leadership against British forces, her cunning tactics, and her symbolic spiritual connection to freedom. She represents defiance, an untamed spirit that refused subjugation. But here's the paradox: Nani's relationship with colonial power was not purely oppositional. The Maroons, under her leadership, and later others, struck deals with the British, securing autonomy in exchange for hunting down runaway slaves. These deals transformed Nani's resistance into a compromise, a painful contradiction that complicates her heroism. We could even go further. to explain the defeat and destruction, almost the genocide of the true loyal and resistant Maroons who were defeated by the same traitors in question, joining forces and helping the British to learn their secrets and then to defeat them and then ship them away to Canada, I think Nova Scotia, to freeze and die in the ice, while those that are the traitors stay here and get rewarded by history, being twisted to paint them as the heroes, and even people coming here from all over the world to celebrate and to fulgize the fake energy of of these heroic Maroons when these heroic Maroons mostly all died in Canada. History was twisted to paint Columbus as the hero, to paint John Golding as the hero, and it was twisted to paint Norman Manley, Bustamante, and Michael Manley as the heroes too. And I know many will hate hearing this, and they will run around in circles again and running back to the same textbook that twisted their craniums before, so that it could twist them again. And they will run back to me once more to hurl insults and say that I am the impossible man because I say that SHIT does not spell sugar. This is why they call down shit on themselves. They just won't learn to spell. My people, bright and dunce ones hate spelling. They will never learn to spell, so they spell sugar as shit, and now they cause the shit on themselves. You are talking foolishness. This is not the history they will tell me. That's what they say. I have a textbook, they say. You have a textbook, and we are under a spell. So go decipher it then. Go decipher it. I tell you that SHIT is spelling shit. But you attack me saying that I should leave sugar alone because sugar is not shit and because you can spell. For a white oppressor man taught you well. That's what you say. He taught you so well and he's white. So there you have it. You know more than me because your teacher is white. He taught you to make you brighter than even himself, didn't he? He taught you to make you bright and rescue yourself from him, didn't he? You believing imbecile. Yes, he did. You think. Go spell and go figure. The mockery in the readings make it more painful how they mock us. Yes, I can read and I can spell. And I don't even have to read it from the book. I read it from the cosmos where it is written. It's like how Mark Golding is the fintech guy, but they say that he is honest because he looks like their God and Master. On the other hand, Andrew Holness was proven clear, meaning they saw no sign of illicit enrichment after putting him through one of the most telling forensic tests ever. They say that his nose is too damn big, so him a thief. And Mark Golding, the fintech guy, is honest because he look like their master. And plus he have chain. They reversed the findings and put the black man in the back by themselves, even when they had great autonomy to make their own choice and to make better choice for themselves. Mark Golding didn't force them. He didn't force them. They simply hate themselves and are trying to please. The reason why they hate each other is because they hate themselves to death. We need to do some analyzing. We need a spiritual SOS over here. Well, lucky you. You have Skywalker here for as long as it will last. But it's not forever. It's not forever. The question becomes, why is these compromising devil deeds absent from the stories we are told about our history? Is it because acknowledging it disrupts the neat narrative of colonial colonial triumph versus indigenous defiance? Is it because we need Nani to remain a one-dimensional symbol of resistance to preserve a sense of pride and identity? Not even matter what it costs, right? It doesn't even matter what it costs, just to preserve that sense, that narrative. The truth isn't uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable. Truth can't be anything else, especially in cases like these. But it must be confronted. The truth must be confronted. Now, let's turn to Paul Bogle, the preacher turned revolutionary whose bravery during the Morant Bay Rebellion earned him a place in Jamaica's pantheon of heroes. Bogle's actions, his call for justice and equity, were a direct response to systemic oppression. Yet, in the aftermath of the rebellion, he was vilified by the colonial powers, his movement crushed, and his memory nearly erased, just as they did with Marcus Garvey. They tried to erase Paul Bogle from our history. Paul Bogle was defeated because his own turned against him. The Maroons captured and turned him to the British to hang. The Maroons' name was never blighted in history. They were rewarded with worldwide acclaim and given synthetic pride and integrity to woo the audience by. Meanwhile, the real hero Maroons were destroyed by the traitor Maroons and sent to die in the ice of a freezing Canada winter. They suffered genocide and they were the ones that were truly wiped out. Who knew the true story? Who? So stay there coming to tell me about SHIT spell sugar because white man teach you so. And him have better book than me. Mhm. My book is written on the fleshy tables of the heart. Marcus Garvey was betrayed by his own black people and he left Jamaica with his blood pressure raised. They tried to wipe Garvey's name and teachings from history, but thanks to Edward Siaga, it was not going to happen. Many of our true teachers and fighters were presented as if they would be remembered and then eventually erased like Bedward. What about the works of the prophet Bedward? You come telling me about no damned Norman Manley and Bustamante. Tell me about what we will do with the lies. Do we keep teaching it to our children? They do us all sorts of things, like using our people as polio, myelitis, guinea pigs, and then being presented as our lifesavers instead. They molded our societal template with colonial curses so that the slave, not anymore in shackles, will be trapped in their heads, and Jamaica will be less than independent forever, and not wishing for better for themselves, not even becoming smarter, like wising up to discover the symptoms, some of which I know exposed to you. Like I give you a key to clarity, a key to clarity. It wasn't until post independence Jamaica that Bogle was resurrected as a hero. His rebellion reframed not as treason, but as righteous resistance. This reframing, however, raises its own questions. Did the post colonial elite embrace Bogle's legacy for genuine recognition of his struggle? Or was it a convenient way to galvanize national identity while maintaining the structures of inequality he fought against? Hmm? And here is the thread that ties it all together. National heroes are not just individuals, they are constructs, symbols shaped to serve societal needs. In the colonial era, the suppression of figures like Bogle and the selective portrayal of figures like Nani served to maintain power and control. In the post colonial era, the same heroes were refashioned to inspire unity while concealing the deeper truths of compromise and injustice. Our people raised great heroes like Bedward, Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, and Sam Sharp. And out of all these many, only three of our heroes in Sam Sharp, Bogle, and Garvey made it made it to become conventional heroes. Instead, we have a bunch of traitors, leechers, and Caucasians that refer to us in terms of bywords. Yeah, they refer to us in terms of bywords. This shaping of narratives is a form of mindset cultivation, spiritual sorcery. If you will call it that, crafted to manipulate the collective consciousness. The omission of uncomfortable truths, the emphasis on symbolic victories, creates a sanitized history that celebrates resistance without confronting its complexities. It is a blueprint designed to sustain the status quo, ensuring that the slave inside the head remains even as the physical chains are removed. From the time of the Hyksos, they have kidnapped and enslaved. They have done their whiting out processes by savagely violating the kidnapped women to create the children they refer to as bastards. These children would be given just enough attention to make them feel like they were more important than others. These children were raised to a level that was higher than their pure blood brothers. Whenever they left a territory, the half breeds would be empowered to rule on the behalf of Britain and to keep that territory under the British yoke. When Jamaica was to be tricked with the independence camp, for example, Norman Manley came up with the mandate to protect Britain's. He came up with the mandate to protect British interests and set up the molded system that carried the perpetual or immortal spells of mindset cultivation, which would keep the mass mind in a passive and subjective mode. This is what they did to us. It's a spell and it's very simple. It's embedded in the fabric of the society, right? It is a paradigm. So paradigms are catching. It's spiritual. It's a spiritual from the high places of the crown. That's where the paradigm is laid. It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing, but it's also a structure. It is like the rock that is higher than the people. Slowly but slowly, we get there where we can put actually feel magic in the palm of our hands. We get more clearer and clearer, and the things that seemed like they were out of our reach, they come closer and closer until we put the magic in the middle of our palms and we understand all things. This is where we get when the mandate to protect Britain's interests and set up the molded system that carried the perpetual or immortal spells of mindset cultivation, which would keep the mass mind in a passive and subjective mode. This was Norman Manley's job, and he would be rewarded and immortalized for it, right? He felt too that he was doing it for his own. So this is a part of the reason for the whitening out. Of course, even if he did not know exactly the wrong he was doing to the people, he would at least be certain in himself that his allegiance was more to the British than to Jamaica. You get it? On the other hand, Marcus Garvey could see that what Norman proposed was anti us. He challenged the game, but the people were in support of the British man. They are always in support of the British man against their own when their own is right. And it's all the deja vu again. A series of coincidence where the Jamaican will always sell out the black man. Always. So, where does that leave us? It leaves us with a responsibility to dig deeper, to question the stories we are told, to seek the truths hidden beneath the surface. Our heroes deserve to be understood in their full humanity, their triumphs, their sacrifices, and yes, their compromises, because only by confronting these truths can we truly honor their legacy and learn from their struggles. The sanitized narrative may be comfortable, but comfort is the enemy of progress. Let us embrace the discomfort of truth and rewrite the blueprint of our history, not to tear down our heroes, but to build a foundation of understanding that is honest, complex, and empowering. Thank you for joining me in this exploration. As always, let's keep questioning, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what we know. When all is said and done, simply think on these things, my people. Peace out.